And the next one out on track is TKM Extreme. And, well, there has been developments in the TKM Extreme paddock over the course of this weekend. And my biggest question that I've got, well, I think it's already been slightly answered because I'm looking at the grid here and I am missing a driver. The number 1 kart, Chris Whitton, is not on the grid. The driver who was pole in qualifying, won both the qualifying heats and the pre-final, has been, I think, excluded from the weekend, actually, for technical infringements with the kart, which is a huge dramatic piece there. So there you will see the number 6, Charlie King, who starts this one on pole position. Now, Charlie said to me at the start of this weekend, Anthony, can you do one thing and one thing for me only? And that is say, Henry Burdett, Charlie King misses you. Charlie, this is your chance. Wave at the camera and show your love for Henry Burdett. There we go. Thank you very much. Cool. Yes, Henry, I'm sure is watching along at home, but yeah, he is getting ready for his race as mechanics get the green light to clear the grid, and we get going ready for TKM Extreme. We'll have the grid very, very shortly. Lee Whittingham, though, starts alongside on that front row. Lee Whittingham also having a very good weekend. Qualifying did go all his way. Qualified P9, but had a 4th and a 2nd, and then finished, I think, 3rd on track, now being promoted up to 2nd here. So be curious to see what Lee Whittingham can do in this one, because once again it is close in the championship fight. Charlie King and Alfie Garford more or less joint on points. There's 2 points between them going into this round. Lee Whittingham, there on your screen, is 3rd in the championship standings. He is 25 or so points, 27 points behind these two with 1 round to go. Grids are ready, so we will get ready for TKM Extreme. It's coming up next. Engines fire up and the final gets underway for TKM Extreme. Here's how they line up. Charlie King and Lee Whittingham, they go from the front row. Oliver Bowen and Kean Bennett, they go from row 2. Harvey Roth, the O-plate, and Kai Springfield, they round out the 3rd row.
On row 4, we've got Alfie Garford and Spencer Lane. Row 5 is Adam Sparrow and Alvin Chu. And row 6, we've got Liv Jenkins and Ashton Cox.
A little further back, you see Luke Jarman and Andrew Platt on the 7th row of the grid. Row 8 sees Jessica Fitzhall. It's her first time here this weekend in her kart, in everything brand new, and she starts this one P15. Joe Cheek, who's had a not the greatest weekend, he starts this one 16th. What can he do from the back of the grid, with Michael Cornell starting alongside. Driver who saw a black flag in the pre-final after ignoring the technical flags. Yeah. You can't be ignoring those meat rule flags.
Not at all.
You can't be ignoring those meat rule flags.
Got to listen to the boss.
Indeed, indeed. And he didn't, and he ended up at stone dead last in this one. So, yeah, bit of work that Michael Cornell's got ahead of him this weekend and in this race. Oof, got a bit close there for comfort in the background there. Everyone just trying to find a piece of track to themselves. Here we go then. Looking forward to seeing what happens in this one. Through the blue mist they go. Lights go green. Here we go then. TKM Extreme final. And Lee Whittingham gets shoved out wide there by Charlie King. Absolutely decimates him going in towards turn 1 and says, no, you don't. Back to 2nd place you go, as now a huge lock-up and a huge mistake there. Off the track, Oliver Bowen, completely self-inflicted, and he's off the circuit. He was committed under braking, and the back just stepped out. And now it's all kicking off further up in the field as well, as they're all trying to go through. There you can see Joe Cheek going through. Cheeky has been dubbed by the team, and he's still at the back of the grid on this one. He's not been able to find a way through. There is Oliver Bowen, who's now back onto the circuit, but his tyres will be stone cold, engine will be covered in grass, and he's going to have to try and clear that off, and he's nearly a lap down already. Yeah,
definitely elbows out in that start. There were no holding back.
Oof. Bit of a bump there for Charlie King. That wasn't the best exit out of the first corner. Lee Whittingham will have a run here. Not close enough for an attack going into there as they go through the grass. That was very handily put there by Oliver Bowen, previous lap before. And King now under pressure for this one. Remember, King leads the championship. Right now, he would maintain that championship lead by now 14 points from Alfie Garford. Now, Garford's there. And that's off the track. And is that Jessica Fitzhall? I think it is.
Yeah.
Yep, Jessica Fitzhall out of the race, and that's at the Ashby hairpin. So she's become a meme with that one. She's
parked up. She's
sunbathing.
sunbathing.
She's sunbathing on the tyre wall at the Ashby hairpin. There we go.
Not how she would have wanted to start, I'm sure, but
no.
Making the most.
Making the most of a good day. In a full race suit and a helmet.
Yeah.
Don't think working on the tan. Maybe on just a small bit of the face.
Yeah.
There we go. But still, shame to see that at the end of the final. Yeah, not nice what you want to see. 13 minutes to go plus 1 lap. Still, the battle rages on as Spatters dives it down the inside, gets past the 97 of Kai Springfield, moves up into P6. And your top 4 very, very close here. So King from Whittingham, Roth and Garford. Now, Harvey Roth now looking to the inside there. That's a bold move there from Harvey Roth. And, well, Garford takes full advantage, goes to the outside. Roth puts his hand up in the air.
What was that?
Well, I mean, from our angle, I can't see how big the gap was from there, but Roth clearly unhappy with Whittingham there closing the door. And now Garford looking like he was going to go for the move there into Christmas Corner. Thinks against it, stays back in P3. Kean Bennett started to close in now. Spatters has started to close in. This is all starting to kick off. And crucially, that's just ever so slightly released Charlie King into the lead of this race. And it's helped out that on that last lap, he set the fastest lap of the race as well.
Yeah. I wouldn't say he's building too much of a lead. They're still looking at the back of him, Lee Whittingham. But he's looking confident out there. And like you say, fastest lap. So definitely off to a good start for Charlie King with that inherited pole position.
It certainly is indeed. Look, it's an inherited pole position. He worked hard for that.
Of course.
Worked hard for that. There we go. I've got your back, Charlie. Yeah, Lee Whittingham, though, certainly working. Sorry. Just throwing you under the bus there with the
creating
drivers.
enemies for me.
I am, yeah. I do that very well. Lee Whittingham there in second place, though, still looking very, very strong. But not going for the move just yet. Garford there in third place. This is helping him out a little bit now because that's opened it up just that little bit more in the championship standings. Now 711 from 724 for King. So just a fraction closer. He needs to really needs to try and get past him as much as he possibly can because there's only 2... well, no, actually, that's a lie. That was results from previous further back. So, yeah, he needs to gain a couple more positions in that one. There we go. So, championship's still very close for the front of them, but King still leads it just ever so fractionally. King checks over the shoulder. So does Whittingham. Garford not going for the move just yet. And right now, Kean Bennett, the number 44. I would say Kean Bennett's in the best spot here.
Yeah.
He's there in P5.
They're a little too close for comfort. I would say that top 4.
Yeah. They're too close to comfort. If anything happens, he's got a good reactionary distance away to be able to deal with anything that happens, and he can just scythe his way through. So he's in a good spot there. If I was Kean Bennett, I would just, I'd keep just a gentle distance away, but stay within touching distance, especially possibly can. Sparrow still there in 6th place from Kai Springfield. Spencer Lane there in 8th place. Liv Jenkins making moves up at 2 positions into P9. Same from Ashton Cox, from Luke Jarman as well. Joe Cheek is now up into P10. He's got past both Ashton Cox and Luke Jarman. As looking to the inside there was Garford, not making the move done just as of yet. Andrew Platt up into 13th place from Michael Cornell. Alvin Chu and Oliver Bowen, they've dropped down several positions. Jessica Fitzhall out of the race. This battle, though, still raging on. It's starting to kick off. This is an early start of this race to try and battle. And Whittingham getting squeezed out wide there. And both Garford and Harvey Roth moving up into 2nd and 3rd place. Good timing from the drivers, but they've got to be careful because Kean Bennett's closed in now.
Yeah, you could see Alfie Garford there as well, gesturing to pull along and join up with the lead of Charlie King. He's not wanting to get in any scraps at the moment.
No, he certainly isn't. Again, just putting down to the carb there, and Roth pulls out of the slipstream and goes to the inside. Whittingham follows as well. Tyre smoke comes off the 2 of them. Very close moment there, because when a tyre makes contact with another tyre, and we've seen it at Christmas Corner in the TKM Extreme class before, it can go wrong very, very quickly. We've seen it when rims have touched each other as well through there. You get the sparks come off the rims, but when a tyre makes contact with another tyre, it just pings, and then, it all goes wrong. So you don't want to see that. So seeing tyre smoke is very, it's the elbows are very much out in this one.
Yeah, racing very close in every sense. The overtakes have been side by side as well.
Oh yes, Kai Springfield there, you can see that's right behind Adam Sparrow. He's to very close out on circuit, and just keeping a very close eye on them. And again, you can see the little effects that the drivers are doing to the karts to help benefit them. 8.5 minutes to go. Back at the front, King still leads from Roth. Those two still line astern. And I've got to say, out of all the paddocks in the British Kart Championships paddock, I would say that the TKM Extreme and the Junior TKM is probably the most close-knit group of drivers out there. They're all a friendly bunch.
Why do you think that is?
Because, I don't know.
The size or the people?
No.
You've got a soft spot for them?
What, for me?
For the TKM?
For the TKM? No, it's just, no. I just think that they're, every time you see them, they're always laughing and joking with each other. Whereas everyone else, they're always at each other's throat.
Yeah.
So, but no.
Impressive that off the track they can let it all go.
Relax, and chill. And the paddock here in the British Kart Championship is a friendly place to be at the best of times. And Harvey Roth dives to the inside there and gets up into the race lead. Garford gets him to second and crucially ahead of his championship rival. Charlie King now down into third place. What does that do for the championship standings? We'll find out when they cross the line next. But certainly this is good for Alfie Garford. And Whittingham there in fourth place.
Kean Bennett's still really holding on to the back of this group.
Yeah. So still a very good fight there. Again, reports that Michael Cornell, yes, on our live timing, has retired from the race. In terms of the championship standings, there's still a few points between them, but it's Charlie King with 719, Alfie Garford with 713 going into the penultimate round of the championship. So still very, very close. If King drops another position, it will be even closer. So King is on the back foot here now, as Garford certainly looking much, much stronger in this final, has latched on to the back of Harvey Roth, and we'll apologise for the timing graphic. It's a little bit wrong at the moment, so we'll see if we can get the guys to update that for you. But if you do head to Motorsport Timing, you can see the live timing that we have got here in the commentary box as well. So we'll try and get that one sorted out for you. But Harvey Roth leads the way from Alfie Garford, as Garford now pulls out of the slipstream and goes for the race lead. Charlie King cannot follow, and now Garford leads the way. Now what does that do to the championship points? I think that extends it just, or closes that gap just that fraction more now, and that would certainly make it still very close going to the final round at Wera. And Wera is what a place for a championship decider to be at, because that is a circuit, and you've not been to that one yet, have you?
No.
Put it this way, it's in the middle of a quarry.
Lovely.
You're surrounded by cliffs and mountains. There's a lake. Very undulating. It's a very fast circuit. And was that Lee Whittingham pointing down at something there? It looked like he was pointing at one of his pedals there, maybe. Not too sure. King communicating with him as, yes, Harvey Roth goes back down the inside, bringing everyone close together again. There's still a long time to go in this race. There is still 5 minutes left of this race, and they are all scrapping. The top 5 line astern here. I'm curious as to when Adam Sparrow, Kai Springfield are going to close in, because they're only just there behind. They will close in if this turns into a 5-cut battle for the race lead. Yeah,
and as you say, Kean Bennett sitting back and watching all of this unfold. But he's clearly got the pace to keep up with them. So he'll be hoping that they get a little bit of a move on, because he's got Adam Sparrow right behind him.
King down into 4th place now as they cross over the start-finish line. The championship standings now separated once again by 2 points. Charlie King, 718. Alfie Garford, 716. But remember, they've still got one more round, so it makes it very close in that one. Look at these guys battling here. So close between the TKM Extreme drivers, and so far it's been pretty clean. I'll touch wood for this one, because we know what they get like at the end of a race. We know what they like to do. It gets a bit feisty for them, but right now they're all behaving, which is good to see. Still Garford that leads this one, from Roth, from Whittingham, from King. from Bennett, still there in P5. The rest of the field behind. Spencer Lane is up into 6th place now from Kai Springfield. Those two are battling away. Springfield back in front of Spencer Lane. Sparrow there in 8th place from Joe Cheek, who's up 7 positions into P9. He's having a good run from Jarman, from Liv Jakins, Ashton Cox, Andrew Platt, Alvin Chu, from Oliver Bowen, still the top 15. Michael Cornell and Jessica Fitzhall out of the race. 3.5 minutes to go as we continue to watch this battle for the race lead. And hey, I've got to say, I think there Lee Whittingham's front nose has dropped. Look at it. It's bouncing up and down. Can you see that? That bracket has come off. So I think then at the end of this race, Lee Whittingham may be seeing a 5-second post-race time penalty for a front fairing.
And with a grid so close, a 5-second time penalty will move him right down to P...
I would look at this one, so I think that would drop him down to around P5 still.
Yep.
So yes, still a good one. So yeah, the timing board there on your screen still not up to date. So please do not pay attention to that one for the time being. We'll keep you updated. It's still Garford leading from Harvey Roth, Lee Whittingham, Charlie King, Kean Bennett. And at the moment there, Lee Whittingham, big question mark over that front nose as it is dropping and drooping all the way around this lap. Now, they won't pull him in for that, because it's not a technical flag, but he would get that post-race penalty at the end. If it is dropped, I mean, I could be wrong, could just be loose and it might not be dropped. So, yeah, provisional. Still, the battle rages on, though. Garford and Roth still line astern, and Garford again checking over the shoulder. Is Roth going to go for the move? Yes, he is. He's going to pull out the slipstream now, and he's going to go for it. 2 minutes to go in this race, and again, Whittingham just getting that front nose, clouting that front nose just as he closes in. He's got to try and go for the moves here now. Lee Whittingham needs to take the lead of this race, and he needs to try and pull a gap, but that is nigh on impossible, really, at this moment in time. I think he would only drop back to the back of this group of 5, so it might not be too bad, but if they start scrapping, to which they are, as Garford sends it down the inside, and Harvey Roth goes off the circuit, he rejoins, and now Whittingham goes through. That's exactly what Lee Whittingham needed, and now he needs to try and pull away from the rest of the field with that front nose with a question mark. He needs to break away as far as he possibly can to try and gain as many places as he possibly can. He leads the way, but Garford fights back for the race lead now, and Harvey Roth back into P5 once again. The driver side by side refuses to give any room for racing. Well, not any room for racing, that's the wrong words. He gives any, well, no quarter given. If he's holding a position, he will make sure the car stays there. He will never give up a position if he feels like he's got the line. And again, it's just come back to bite him a little bit there as he gets squeezed onto the grass. So Harvey Roth trying his best now to try and close up back into this fight, and he has done that. He's back up into 3rd place, and he's right behind Lee Whittingham. So this race still far from over. Bennett's now found himself in this pack now. He's not behind it, he's in it. So now it's still starting to heat up. There's 40 seconds left on the board, and it's Garford, Whittingham, Roth, Bennett and King now, your top 5. Spencer Lane still there in P6. Very, very close between this one. Again, it's hard to call, but right now, if Roth can see that nose cone, I suspect he's just going to stay there in P3, but I doubt it. I reckon he's going to want to go for the move here if he can. So down they go through Osiers in towards the boot section for not the penultimate time. There's still 13 seconds left on the board. They might get an extra lap in here. 8 seconds to go. It's going to be a run to the line here, really. 2 seconds, 1 second. They cross the line. They do. They get an extra lap in by a second. These drivers will have to fight for one more extra lap, and Garford is under some immense pressure here from Whittingham. Roth is just waiting for the opportunity to send it back down the inside, and he's going to do it here at Ashby. Looks to the inside of Lee Whittingham and goes over the top, and both of them are off, and Harvey Roth is furious at Lee Whittingham there, and Lee Whittingham equally as furious back, and both of them off the circuit. So Lee Whittingham's chance there of trying to get anywhere near the top, even with that nose cone, has just fallen out of play. The same for Roth. It's just not going his way this weekend here at Whilton Mill. But for the drivers up front. For Garford, it's working perfectly. He's now clear by nearly a second from Charlie King, and King now has just been gifted back a commanding championship lead once more. 721 from 716 for Alfie Garford. So going into the final round at Wera, it will be Charlie King leading the championship by quite a few points. But right now, Garford doing what he needs to do as we wait for the last lap board. This is a little further back in the field. This is Adam Sparrow battling with Spencer Lane and Kai Springfield as Roth now tries to make his way back through the field. Down the inside, Kai Springfield trying to get the move done through Osiers. I don't think he managed to get it done. Back here at the front, though, as we go on to the final lap. As under investigation now is Harvey Roth, and they've actually thrown the checkered. The checkered flag has gone out. So the last lap board, it didn't come up on my screen, but apparently it did for the drivers. So Garford took the checkered flag. Charlie King finishes second from Kean Bennett. A very close race, but Alfie Garford, what a drive that was. 6 places gained. He started this one P7 out on track, and he came through that field to take the race win. Garford takes it from Charlie King. From Kean Bennett, Sparrow finishes in 4th place after gaining 5 places from Spencer Lane. Kai Springfield finishes in P6 from Luke Jarman. Joe Cheek finishes in 8th place from Lee Whittingham. Unfortunately, the end of that one dropping down to P9. Liv Jakins rounds out the top 10. An impressive result for Olivia Jakins finishing in the top 10. 1 position gained from Harvey Roth, unfortunately dropping down to P11 at the end of that one. Ashton Cox from Andrew Platt. Alvin Chu from Oliver Bowen finishing in the top 15. Michael Connell and Jessica Fitzhall, the retirements. And we wait now for the nose cones. Charlie King is good, and it looks like Kean Bennett is good. I believe Alf Garfield was good. Adam Sparrow next to come through. And is Spadders all good? He gets a thumbs up. He's fine. Now, this is the number 11 of Spencer Lane. That one looks good to me. And Dave Hillary confirms it is just that. Kai Springfield goes through. He's all fine. Here is Luke Jarman going through. He's all fine as well. Joe Cheek, he had a great run, did Joe Cheek. 8 positions gained. He's all good. There's a big chunk of damage for that one. And Harvey Roth, helmet off already, being told to go to the weighbridge. He'll put that one in. Lee Whittingham there. And, yeah, confirmation he has been stopped. That nose cone had dropped on circuit. So that will be a 5-second post-race time penalty for him. Olivia Jakins comes through in the number 48. All is well for Liv Jakins. And I think for the rest of the field as they make their way in. That NASA panel is not in the correct spot there for that Tim Wilson Motorsport Kart as that comes in. That, I would love to tell you who it is, but I can't actually tell. It's the number 25. It's Alvin Chu, whose NASA panel has slightly broken there as it comes into Parc Ferme. Still, an exciting end to TKM Extreme, and it means that their championship gets ever closer going to Wera, the final round. We are going to head down to Parc Ferme and see who we're chatting to. Over to you.
All right, we're here in Parc Ferme with our race winner, Alfie Garford. How was that one? That was an impressive drive, moving up through positions to P1. How does it feel?
Amazing, yeah. It was hard.
Yeah, definitely a hard-fought win. Lots of changes for the lead, lots of battling, but all fair racing, it looked like. How was it?
Tiring, yeah, really tiring. It was a fun race, though. Dad's over here making it all happen for me, so a big thanks to him. But, yeah, the racing out there was great. I think we had about 5-6 changes for the lead, but at the end we came out on top, and it's a great feeling.
And you all looked pretty evenly paced out in that front group of 5. How was it constantly jostling for the lead? Was it a little bit nerve-wracking, or did you feel confident that you would come out in P1?
I didn't feel confident that I would come out in P1, but I was definitely confident that whatever happened, it was going to be a good race, and we all had a load of respect for each other. At times it got close, but there's 3 of us in the fight for the championship, and we're all at the front, so it's always going to be a hard one. But yeah, it was an amazing race, and it's nice to have a win this year.
Amazing. And how are you feeling going into the last round of the championship?
Good, great. it's all up to play for. So just got to keep heads down and keep on getting results like we have been doing. Just hope for the best.
Perfect. And is there anyone you'd like to thank today?
Big thanks to Wera Tools, helping us out in many ways with Motorbase, the academy, media-wise, helping funding. Also Next Base dash cams, they give me a load of help. Having a nice few days with them, messing around in some nice cars. All my different sponsors, I've got Resource Engineering, paying for a few sets of tyres this year. Miller Oils, helping us out. So yeah, there's a load of people back home just putting in a load of effort, and it's nice to bring back a result for them.
Amazing. Well, congratulations on the win.
Thank you very much.
See you later. All right, hopefully we can get our P2. How was that one? Obviously a little bit frustrating, lots of changes for the lead, but are you happy to walk away with your position?
Second. It's really good results. Main reason being is because we finished ahead of Harvey, which was the main objective. Couldn't quite catch Alfie at the end. He had so much pace over us. We had a slight tyre issue, like pressures. Towards the end, lost a bit of front end grip, so it was just more waiting for them to battle to be able to actually do anything with it. But no, it's all right.
And how are you feeling heading into the last round of the championships? Feeling confident after that race?
Yeah, definitely confident. We did a bit of testing at Wera towards the beginning of the year. Really quick there. Same with Alfie, he was really quick there. So it'll be a good scrap between me and Alfie. Unaware of the others because I'm not quite sure how much testing they've done, but really confident going into it, and hopefully get the championship in the bag.
Amazing. Well done today. Is there anyone you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Classic Motorsport, my mum, my dad, Ash and Dave. I'd like to thank just all the teammates as well for helping out, like Lee, Joe, Yihan, Harrison and Jake. I also like to thank Kong as well, Sam Johns, and that's it.
Perfect. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, and now I've got our P3 here. Well done today on your podium position. We saw you sticking with that front group, but maybe holding back a little bit and seeing how everything panned out for them. What was your strategy today?
In the final, I was just probably struggling for grip a little bit. I had too much grip, so it was not getting the exits out of the corner that I was hoping for. So it's just kind of holding on and taking any positions if there were any collisions when they came up.
So you're still struggling with grip, but you're still able to keep up with the pace of the others. How were you managing that throughout the track? Was there any particular points where you were able to pick up speed?
I feel like it was like some laps were good, like better than others, but it was like we were like I was dropping off and closing up and just keeping going no matter what. Just had to keep there and hold on.
Perfect. So you feel like you've maximised the weekend. You're happy to walk away with the P3?
Yeah, definitely. Especially after the qualifying we had this weekend, I ended up in the barriers, so we started last. So it's been a recovery. I wasn't happy after qualifying, but made up for it hopefully.
Amazing. Congratulations. Is there anyone you'd like to thank?
Yeah, Rob from Rob Saw Racing, and obviously all my family, all their support they give me. I wouldn't be able to do it without them. So yeah, big thanks to everyone.
Congratulations on the podium.
Thank you.
All right, we will head back up to commentary for our last two races of the afternoon.
Now, I will stress the next grid and result that we have is provisional. It's written in big capital letters and underlined as well, so it's provisional on this one, on this result, but take it with a pinch of salt. In third place for TKM Extreme, race 29 of the final, after a very dramatic final as well, finishing just 1.1 seconds in third place behind the race leader. Please welcome for the Rob Shaw Racing team, the number 44, Kian Bennett. Well done, Kian, finishing in third place. Kian Bennett with a beautiful result. Swap the hat over, yes. Get rid of that one. You're not sponsored by them. You're sponsored by this one now. There we go. Good lad. Kian Bennett then finishing in third place. We now turn to second place at the end of this race, finishing only 0.8 of a second behind our race winner at the end for Klassen Motorsport, the number 6 and championship leader, only just in this one. Please welcome Charlie King. A fabulous result. Charlie King and Alfie Garford go into the final round of the championship, separated by just a handful of points. Certainly will make the end weekend very exciting. We move on now to our race winner in TKM Extreme, and again a very exciting final, but the privateer will take it in the number 88 after gaining 6 positions in the final. Please welcome onto the podium Alfie Garford. Release Garford, release him. There we go. You got to stand on the podium first, and then Dan will present your trophy. This is how these work, Alfie. You should be used to these. There we go. Fabulous results, a brilliant result for our top 3. And Chris Walker will get those photos. Please welcome as well onto the podium. We can't forget, because he's on the spanners all weekend, winning mechanic Sam Garford. Where is he? There he is. Sam, get up there. Receive your medal. Well done there to our finalists. Please give a huge round of applause for your TKM Extreme finalists.
Did you say that provisional?
It is provisional, but it's only because of the rest of the grid. Your grid's fine.
Top three's
Top three's fine. Yeah, it's just provisional because of the rest of the grid. Yes.